Hey Kat. Hi Pauline. You guys like your diamonds? Since I made the mark for becoming affiliate, I'm going through the application process, but I can already make people VIPs. So all of my people that I really know, I've made VIPs. So anyone you see with a diamond is a VIP. But once my stuff goes through for affiliate, I'm going to start being able to have more features as well. And I'm going to be announcing that after that goes through. But yeah, VIP is pretty much like, once it starts getting, yeah, you're fancy. Once it picks up, if I ever have to put it in like a certain mode, like say if I'm trying to get your guys' questions and too much is going on, I can set it to a certain mode and VIPs can always talk. So I know Owen will be excited because he wanted something special by his name. But yeah, today we're going to be doing our weekly pick a card for energy and advice, and next week is going to be something else. I mean, this whole month is something else, to be honest. How have you guys been, by the way? Well, it'll be a nice break. Be having fun on that new moon. I went through New Orleans when I was young for like a bluegrass festival with my grandmother. We were traveling by car like across the country. Before there was GPS, she's like a map master, could read those paper maps like it was no one's business. But a lot of my family comes from New Orleans. I think she even has a house down there somewhere. Seems to me like he's the go with the flow that just lets you plan everything. Like I plan to an extent, but then it's like once that stuff's done, I'm kind of like, whatever. Usually my boyfriend has things that he wants to do though, like when we went to Long Beach and I had to do a bunch of accreditation for my stuff. I had all that planned out. Everything else I was just kind of like whatever, and he had things that he wanted to do, so it worked out. Swamp tour. I'm pretty sure there'll be time for everything. It's just all about how much you want to sleep. Well, you gotta think about how you're gonna need sleep too if you love sleep. So while I'm pulling out my decks for the pick a card, do you want a weekly yourself while I'm getting stuff together? Okay, so let's see. Let's weekly it up for you with the Mystical Wisdom deck. Since it seems like your week's going to be very colorful, let's use a really colorful deck. I'm not gonna lie, this one, like, right out the gate, it's kind of speaking of your anxiety. Like, don't worry about it. Like, just be happy for the experience. You're gonna end up missing a lot of things if you're really too planned, because there's a lot going on in that one. Oh, that's interesting. It's funny because this is almost like a go with the flow, but at the same time, telling you to try new things that probably aren't on your list that are gonna show up. I'm doing a weekly for Kat while I'm picking out my tarot for the pick a card. I can do a weekly for you too, Pauline, after. So this is it's pretty interesting because obviously you're doing this because it's a relationship trip. It's for his birthday. But pretty much this week it's kind of like learning to be a little less structured because it's almost like wanting you to let go of this need right here. Because even though it says competition, like to me, it's almost coming off as like this inner struggle with yourself, almost like to just kind of let go a little bit. Because, especially with this dove here, it's almost like they want you to let go and just have some fun, as opposed to like feeling like everything needs to have a place here. And like with your intuition, there's probably going to be things that happen where you're kind of just pulled like, hey, I want to go do this. Like maybe there'll be a shop or something, and it's just like, I just really want to go in here. Not even on your plans or anything. And it's like, just listen to those little nudges because it's really going to help you get closer. And I think while you're there, you're going to actually be able to open up more to some of the bonds that you have spiritually, because it's like a little closed off when you're in the energy of being worried. But once you're there, it's almost like you're going to be able to kind of let go of those once you start listening more to your intuition, instead of feeling the need to like have this grasp on everything. It's going to be more important for you to be paying attention to what's going on in the relationship, and then also the way you're interacting with other people, as opposed to like having like this almost anchor. Because the more open plans you have to where they can like almost branch off into exploring, the better. Because it's almost like you're really being pushed to try new things, as opposed to trying to look through everything and say this, this, and this. Like, choose the things that actually have a broad way where you can, like, there's probably like a main thing, but you can just kind of go off and try your own stuff in the middle amongst the main thing that's going on. So that way you can kind of just like trust your gut to kind of pull you in directions and actually have fun that way. And it'll definitely deepen the bond that you have. But this competition is mainly like that tug and pull between your like self to kind of get over the fact that you need to have everything lined up, and the anxiety that comes with it, because it'll put a damper on you being able to actually enjoy this, because you're already going to be working really hard to get here, to get to go. It's going to be like the stress of working and getting like everything packed and all that stuff. Like, have all that stuff done, but like the trip itself, allow it to open and unfold like naturally. Because where you're going actually has like a very deep history of pretty much a lot of things that are spiritual. So being really open to your intuition there is going to help you lead into different areas that are going to help you open up stuff you didn't realize were closed off. So definitely, like, he's kind of on the track with the time thing. It might have irritated you because, in a way, like, your intuition's like, yeah, it's what I've been telling you, and it kind of irritated you a little bit. But just trust it a little more and know that everything's gonna work out just fine. Like, even if things seem like really weird. Yeah, definitely. It's going to be really important just to pay attention to your guys' relationship and how you guys are feeling going through things, as opposed to saying, let's get all this done on the list. It's more about just being comfortable and enjoying the time. And you might find stuff that's not on your list that's way cooler once you're down there. And plus, the people are like their own thing too. So just really enjoy yourself instead of feeling like you need to have like this map for every moment that you're there, because it kind of takes the enjoyment out of it when it's like, okay, we're doing this next, we're doing this next, we're doing this. It's like, it's almost like you don't have that spontaneity to be able to kind of jump around and try something if you're constantly saying this is what we're going to do. And it kind of takes part of the enjoyment out of it. But definitely just work on your own bond with like yourself and being able to let go and be a little more wild and free and just let things happen naturally, and it'll be a lot more fun for you as opposed to being stressed. But still pack the way you should before you go. Like, don't like be lax with that. Always have the stuff you need, but also don't worry if you forget something because you can always get it there. Okay, Pauline, were you wanting a weekly too? Yeah, I know. I'm always packed a few days before in case I forget something. And then I always end up forgetting something. It's like the smallest thing, but we can always get it while we're there, so. You're welcome, Kat. Okay, so for Pauline, I'm gonna use the Work Your Light Oracle for your week ahead. And then I'll start pulling out some crystals from my piles. Oh, yep, some that just wanted to flip out. Okay, Polly, you're just immediately getting called out over here. Let me see. Oh, okay. Where'd you go? Um, okay, card. Okay, a random card flew away. Wherever it went. Oh, here you are. My goodness. That one had a lot of energy to it, Pauline. That one just freaking jumped and ran. Yours are just jumping out today. Okay. So what we have for you here is really interesting. Obviously, you saw how all your stuff just wanted to pop out, but the first one that came out is get grounded. Like, connecting with nature and working on your sensitivities and stuff, especially with how right now, if you're not grounded with these energies that are coming up, it's going to make you feel a little loony. And also, people that aren't grounded are going to be loony. So if you're very sensitive, you're going to be picking up on that if you don't have, like, your own kind of grounding with you while this is going on, and understanding that, it's not you, it's them not dealing with their problems right now, because this is a major time where a lot of things are getting brought up that we've been avoiding for a long time. It could possibly be like months, years, since childhood, whatever it is. Things are getting brought up right now. And if we're not being grounded and connected to ourselves and trying to learn and heal these things, what's going to happen is it's going to keep coming up and really messing up how we are connecting to others in our lives. And it's going to make us feel like things are falling apart and we have no control. But having that grounded energy will really help with the sensitivity to others' energies, and also will help you with being more connected to yourself and how you feel, so you know what your emotions are as opposed to what others are. And being in nature is going to be really important too right now. It helps you feel that grounded energy immediately if you're actually out in nature, and you can start learning to carry that with you. But what's interesting is you got both priestess and answer the call. Answer the call was the one that flew off into the abyss and made me go chase it. But it's like both of them are saying, like, how are you being called to step up and lead? What is your soul calling you to do? So pretty much right now, it's almost like I really feel with this get grounded, what you're being called to do, especially since this one went and hid in the dark somewhere. Like, I honestly feel like you're being called to do a very deep dive and understand stuff about yourself. Like, you need to step up and actually lead the way for yourself down into understanding certain aspects of yourself. Because right here we have the share your voice, which is like come out. Like, even though you may fear what other people think, it's like you need to be able to express and feel comfortable expressing whatever you've gone through. And this is going, like, it's already happening right now, but it's like this is how you create your peace. And also, it's how you call in your soul family. Because the thing is, like how you were saying, like extended family and everything, it's almost like you're able to create that peace within yourself because you're finally being open to wanting to do that deep dive. And it's really hard and it's really painful. But what they're trying to say is you don't have to do it by yourself. Like, there's others that are very supportive, and they are soul family. They're people that are going to understand what you're going through. So don't feel like if it's really hard that these people are going to be the people judging you, because they won't be. They'll be like wanting to nurture you on your journey. But this currently is being pushed, which is why that grounded came out first. Like, you need to be grounded to do this, otherwise it'll take a worse toll on you. But definitely this week, especially this Mercury Scorpio retrograde, the new moon, it's like by doing this you are creating space that needs to be created, and it's going to be hard, deep work, because having both of these jump up and just be like, you're you're being told that you need to step up and start doing it. Like, you have a push right now that you can't ignore, especially with this one flying off and doing whatever it's doing off in the deep end over here. Just be careful not to get lost in it, because literally this thing was lost. I had to go and find it, like hidden in a freaking dark corner somewhere. So don't get like lost in what you're being called to do right now. Make sure you can keep coming back and being present in yourself and not getting lost in the memories. of what you are trying to heal at this time. But definitely, like, you're going to be pushed this week to, if you've already started it, this is like the anchoring down feeling of really like putting in the work with it. You can do it though. And like this keeps saying here, you don't need to do it alone. So don't feel like you're ever in a place where you can't share or you can't be open with what you're going through, especially here. Like, I want this to be a safe space for everybody to be able to, share their journeys, what they're going through, if they like need help and stuff. Like, that's what I want for people. But I have picked out some cards that I'm going to use for this week. So, kind of like the main energy or advice or focus of the week, I'm gonna pull from, man, I can't talk, from the Oracle of the Mermaids. You're welcome, Pauline. And then to get a little deeper, we'll look at the challenges and opportunities that are going to be coming up. Hi, hon. How are you doing, Isabella? Do you like your VIP diamond? And I'm going to be using the Spirit Messages Oracle and to get some extra messages, because I feel like this week, because I consider Mercury the planet that, everyone says you like, communication, travel, all this stuff. Mercury's going to be in Scorpio, and I also consider Mercury the communication with the other side as well, like our spiritual sense, our guides, and everything, because that's still communication. And with it being in Scorpio, I feel like a lot of us are going to be getting more in touch with our own ways that we communicate. So I thought that with spirit messages and the pick of cards, it might come out either how you can connect easier or what lessons are trying to be brought to you, just different things like that. And then I want to pull some moonology for us as well. Kind of like, to be honest, I don't even know what to ask with this moonology deck anymore after the last thing that happened where it just threw cards at me. So we're just going to go with that energy for this deck from now on. Whatever it wants to throw out in the reading, it can do that. But then I'll end with some affirmations for each of our groups. So let's see where I'm being pulled for my groups today. We're gonna put this right here is fluorite. It's a cube of fluorite. I think it's super cute. I know I'm just over here like twisting it like around in circles, but yeah, that's a cube of fluorite. And then let's see. Mm-mm-mm. Then we'll do the fairy spirit quartz. I know, I'll have to move this one too so you can see the sparkles. Since I did so much with that cube over there, I had a little too much fun with the cube, so we gotta give everyone a moment to shine here. And let's see. Then we'll have our ruby zoisite tower, which is always having a good time sparkling all over the place, so we'll let it sparkle some. And let's see. We'll have one. Oh, nope, didn't mean to do that. We'll have one more. We'll do the flower agate flame. A little cutie. So those are going to be our choices for our piles today. So do you guys want spirit? Not spirit. Of course you want spirit. Do you guys want the singing triangle for some sound meditation? Do that for you guys too. Okay, so go ahead and get ready for a singing meditation, singing triangle meditation. Oop, I missed it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with my purple fluorite. Kind of scoots some of the others. Off to the side. Okay. Well, I like making it mellow for you guys on the mellow days. So let's see what comes out from my fluorite pile. For your guys' energies and focus here. For this week. Well, you guys are getting some of that Scorpio energy coming in. That's very interesting. So, for you guys, well, that's even more interesting. Okay. For one this week, there's going to be a lot of things where you're going to be making choices about decluttering, and I don't think this isn't just with your home or cleaning. This has a lot to do with decluttering your energy and what effect others have on your energy, and possibly decluttering actually some of the people that you know are having a negative effect on you. And this will be a lot like medicine to you. It's going to help a lot with being able to choose yourself over external circumstances. But with this, it's almost like having this energy, almost like a paranoia energy, which can come from these transits we're experiencing right now, especially with Scorpio, because there's a lot of secrecy and feeling like you can't really be fully open because of how you're trying to create this space in your life. Because it's not really something a lot of people understand. And the whole reason you're trying to do this is because you're trying to become more of yourself. You're trying to be more authentic and genuine. And you want to be around people that you can be honestly yourself with and that are present with you, as opposed to maybe who you used to be in the past or who they are expecting you to be in the future. You want to have people that love you presently for where you are now. And that really comes out even more with having literally the card saying the present here. That being right now and being able to see just how amazing it feels to understand your own value and start to treasure yourself. And also by doing this, you actually start bringing in others that do this, which is what you want. But this is kind of warning against, as you're making your choices, be careful who you're sharing things with until you know true intentions, because it's kind of warning on the side of caution, since you're trying to do this to heal yourself and you're trying to be honestly like who you are. You can easily hurt yourself if you're trusting the wrong people with this information. So let's see. I just painted them. Thank you. It's like I needed a new color scheme for the week. So let's see some more information on this, like challenges, opportunities that are going to be happening this week. Yeah, the first thing coming out here is the well, but it's reversed. And this speaks of really having that connection and being able to get in tune with yourself. And it's almost like it's trying to say it's going to be a challenge to really come to a place of security with that and be, oh, I'm knocking my little pyrite off right there. But because there's going to be a lot of internal conflict going on with having to make these decisions of who to keep and who to let go, or what situations are worthy of your energy, and also fighting with the fact, like, am I being selfish for doing this? And you have to realize that if something is compromising your health, whether it's mental, emotional, physical, no matter what the situation or person is, you have to be able to value yourself enough to start taking the steps towards reclaiming yourself, which is what this week's energy is trying to do for you. Because right here, it's already showing that you see through a lot of deception that other people have. You already are seeing people as they are, and if you haven't yet, you're going to, especially with this retrograde. Like, you're not going to be able to avoid it anymore. You're definitely going to, yeah, this right here, any people that have this kind of energy where they're manipulative or they use their words to hurt instead of build you up, it's going to become very obvious to you, to where you can't ignore it. And it's going to be one of those things where you're realizing just how stifled you are by allowing either these situations or these people to keep running what you choose to do with your life and how you choose to present yourself. Because having to be dishonest about who you are is also harming you. And if you can't be who you really are around these people, it's going to become very evident very quick. And it does look like there's going to be quite a few different instances with this going on. Because there are two different types of energies here, but they're both reversed. This King of Swords and King of Cups. There's more of an emotional side over here, because they're both reversed, with the situation as opposed to a mental one. So these internal conflicts you have with these, and understanding who these people are, you're going to have to step into this energy, and you might even be a little harsh with your words. Sometimes that's needed, and other times, if you really feel like you don't need to do it, try to curb it and stay in your truth without allowing the emotion to take over. And the thing is, you're not going to be able to heal or be completely honest with these relationships or situations going on, because you're going to always know, like, you know, what's going on with these things, and that you have to hide certain aspects of yourself. So it's making a choice to choose yourself and value yourself enough to start breaking away from what this is doing to you and how it's cutting you off from expressing yourself in your truest form, like down to your soul. So let's see what some of these spirit messages have for the fluorite pile. With sock. Oh, it's probably sick, is what you meant, not sock, right? Yeah, this is going to bring up a lot of energy. I don't know why, but it seems like animals keep coming up a lot, but I feel there's just something about um I don't think you're I don't think someone cursed you, but I think that what's happening right now with if you chose this pile and anyone else who chose it, it's almost like what's happening this week is you're being pushed into seeing the strength in you being vulnerable. Because these being right beside each other and how this is so connected up, because where they're both holding is like the heart chakra, even though these colors are so different, they're a very stark contrast to each other. And it's almost like learning that strength isn't always being stoic. It's also being open and allowing others to see just how vulnerable you are, and not closing off, because in a way being placed like wherever you are in this situation, you're being forced to acknowledge things you've ignored. And with this reversed right here, saying with Animal Kingdom, it's really giving me this feeling of needing to get back to instincts here and listen to your body, like it's been shut down. Like possibly the instinct of being able to release pain through tears, or being able to acknowledge pain in the first place. It's almost like this is very locked down. And what these situations are making you do is it's making you face just how much you've locked your soul out. Because it's almost like instead of spending time and getting to know yourself, you've just completely shut this off, and you've shut your instincts and your intuition off. And with this being the main energy of this spirit message here, it's like learning to listen, not only to other people and understand like their vulnerability and them trying to understand themselves, but also listening to yourself, because this closed off energy is really going to keep you from allowing yourself to feel the strength in your vulnerability. It's just going to keep making you feel like you have this huge weakness by wanting to reach out to others or wanting to show this side of yourself that is scared or hurt or sad. Anything of these emotions that a lot of people deem not worthy to have a presence need to be given a stage right now, so that way you can acknowledge them and find the strength in acknowledging them, so you can listen to them and bring your soul out of this place where it's been on a lockdown, and all these repressed instincts and bits of your intuition can start filtering in and helping to guide you. So let's see. I don't even know what these are going to bring out. These moon cards have a mind of their own. So we already have some Sagittarius energy coming out here, but it's more speaking of the luck that Jupiter can bring. And definitely if you're starting to find the strength and vulnerability, is opening up different aspects of yourself, especially spiritually, where you're allowing yourself healing. And you have to really hold to that. You have to hold yourself accountable for it with this hold your vision here. You can't start veering off the course because things start getting a little fiery. Because this Aries energy coming in here can definitely be representative not only of the Mars retrograde that's making us kind of just sit in our stuff and not really necessarily be able to move ahead for a lot of things depending on what it's doing in your chart. Some people can move through this, but it's rather slow. Other people are just stuck spinning their mind's wheels through everything. But it's also speaking of the Chiron that is retrograde in Aries as well, with this healing that needs to take place. So be gentle with yourself instead of shutting down. Especially when it's hard to be vulnerable. And these came out together. So, of course, it's going to be a powerful change that's going to happen if you're going through these things. And let me put this one up here. Going through this, it's almost, I mean, this is saying a new moon eclipse. We have a new moon this week, but it's a super new moon. But this is going to change a lot because you learning the strength in your vulnerability actually brings out different aspects of yourself that are really blocked off. And having this reversal with more energy, and this is new moon, and this reversal is saying it's time to take action. And the way I feel with this one is it's inward action. This isn't action out towards other people. It's like you need to make an internal change, and that's going to be the change that catapults you towards being able to release these situations that are causing you to not be able to be honest. And a very overarching energy here with this South Node is don't let your past hold you back. And the South Node actually is in Sagittarius right now. So working with this energy, if you're able to really start that healing and work past these things that are these memories that keep holding you in place instead of allowing you to move forward, you're going to get more blessings as you're doing it. You're going to be clearing out these energies and have the strength and the confidence to be able to move forward and speak the truth you have, as opposed to feeling like you have to walk on eggshells with whatever you do. So let's see what the affirmations are here for my fluorite pile. Oh, got messages. I am receiving powerful messages from my guides right now. I trust my feelings. Definitely is what's happening with this pile. You really got to open up and let it happen. That's what I was talking about with the instincts and the intuition. Ask for help. I am willing to receive help from the universe whenever and however it happens. And this is what I was saying about trusting the right people, being able to step out and let your guard down with the right people. Just make sure you are being very discerning, like I was saying earlier in the reading, and take your time with knowing who you can trust. This Mercury retrograde with the Scorpio energy is going to show you that, and you have to trust your intuition with it. Don't doubt it. And then we have transition. While I sleep, I move from the old to the new with great ease. So sleep is definitely going to be healing for you guys. And then we have fearlessness. I pay close attention to my heart and mind. I do not allow fear to distract me. That is a very good one for this pile, because that's kind of the main thing here, is having that fear holding you back from letting you actually experience this. And then bottom of the deck for our little affirmations. I am divinely guided. My intuition shows me the way through my dreaming world. So if at any time you feel lost, or you're just having some really crazy dreams and you're like, what the heck's going on? See how it connects to different things going on. It might be trying to help you with being able to process things that you're not able to readily while you're awake, because it can be overwhelming when you're trying to do this, especially if you're at a place where you're so new to being open with stuff. It's like just being conscious and working on it can be very draining, and then you can start healing while you're sleeping and getting answers while you're sleeping. So let me read the fluorite for you guys. So it absorbs and neutralizes negative energy and stress. It's great for learning and increases powers of concentration, self-confidence, and it helps in decision making. It encourages positivity, balances the energies, and improves balance and coordination both physically and mentally. And is associated with the third eye and crown chakras. And it can guide you to a peaceful state of being by clearing away chaotic or negative thoughts that are filling your mind. and it can help you tap into your inner peace and your calm. So this is just some of the benefits of it, and it can also help with expression with the throat chakra as well. It just depends on what colors you have. I have a lot of purple and green in this fluorite, so it's more third eye, crown, and heart chakra, but some of them like have blues, they have yellows, like there's a lot of different colors of fluorite that can go more towards different chakras that you're working with. You're getting a new therapist. Well, you can start opening up, and I mean, that ask for help is coming right through right there. But definitely that vulnerability is going to be a huge thing, like being able to open that. So, the next group I have is my Fairy Spirit Quartz. So, that is a random fact. I think a lot of leaders and very prominent figures actually used a lot of occult sciences to their advantage and still do today. It's just that they're private about it. Okay, so let's see what focus or main energies come out for my Fairy Spirit Quartz pile. Washington. So what's interesting is the very first thing we have out here is air. And it's really about centering yourself, learning to do the deep breathing. If you're not already doing that, it can really help with grounding really crazy energies you may be feeling, especially if you're very sensitive. I think a lot of people are putting curses on different people right now. It's just something that I've been seeing in a lot of different groups or just how they feel. It's like, but the thing is, you gotta realize that kind of thinking and energy and everything always comes back to you. It's not really something you shouldn't, in my own feeling, I'm not putting anyone down for anything they choose to do, But me personally, I don't feel like I should ever entangle my energy with what karma wants to do itself, because that's when you entangle your own personal karma with other people's energies and their karma. Well, that one's... Oh, those two are poking me. Okay, so... It's almost like... I feel like these energies are trying... And once again, this week is all about being present, guys. I don't know how many of you are just not listening to that, but like I was saying with air here, the energies are going to be very chaotic this week with a lot of people that don't understand what's going on. You're going to have to learn to create practices where you're basically grounding yourself, whether it's through oh my god, through breathing. I mean, if it calms you to go into that, go for it. But just being able to do breathing exercises and calm yourself, being able to kind of get a handle on what your own emotions are compared to other people, and being able to transmute the energies the way that they'll work for you. And you also have the mirror here, which is being able to see yourself for who you are and what you're doing, acknowledging anything that you may have a part in and growing from it. It's really being honest with yourself about yourself while you're doing this. Like, these are so tied together, because in being able to ground and know your energy, you start being able to dive deeper and know more about yourself. And this energy right here is literally surrender. Like, just allowing yourself to let go of the things that you just don't understand right now, especially if you come to a place where it's really hard and you don't understand how to get through certain aspects. Allow yourself to be humble and ask for help and surrender the pain or just whatever the situation is, since you personally don't really know what to do. And once again, with the present here, it's through learning this and learning your own self-value, but in being present and letting go of what you can't control is so important, because as things come up, you're not going to be able to avoid the different things and different energies and different memories that are going to come up, and some of them you're going to be able to kind of navigate, and other ones they're just going to be too overwhelming. And it's knowing when to step back and surrender certain aspects, and knowing when you can actually step forward, because really needing to calm your energy is going to help you see these things. So let's see. Hi, hun. How are you doing, Anna? I guess you're showing up now because this is probably your reading. I'm doing the pick a card for the weekly energies right now, and this is the Fairy Spirit Quartz pile. But if you don't connect to this one, I also have my Ruby Zoisite and my Flower Agate that are coming after this one. And you got a little pink diamond because you're a VIP. All my peoples that have pink diamonds are VIPs. Since I can make you guys VIPs now, since I'm unlocking different things here. Alyssa! See, now you don't know how to do this. You did it. That's all you gotta do. You did it. I gotta make you a VIP too somehow after I'm done, so you can have a little pink diamond too. Well, I'm glad you could be here. Well, maybe this one's for you too since you popped up. Because I'm doing the pick a cards right now. Well, I like to have it nice and calm, except for the roast days. Those are just, random as hell and chaotic and a bunch of laughing. That's not really calm at all in those days. But weekly energy and advice tends to be pretty calm, especially with all this Scorpio and new moon energy coming in. But yes, we're going to look at some challenges and opportunities now since we got the focus going on here. Okay. I'm getting chills with these ones. So, the thing is, there's going to be major challenges for you guys because if you can't allow yourself to find security within yourself and ground yourself with this stuff going on, it's really going to feel like everything is falling apart for you guys. It's going to be like a crumble fest almost. Not quite tower crumble, but there's going to be things falling apart, and it's directly related to you refusing to get to know the mirror inside you. Right now, it's nothing to do with what you're seeing in other people. This is what you're seeing in yourself. And every time you see it, since you don't know how to deal with it, you just repress it again. And it's making your words a lot harsher than what you want them to be. It's almost like they come out quicker than what you can stop. And you're over it. But this is the situation I was talking about earlier with knowing what you can handle and letting go and surrendering what you know you can't. Because if you can step away from this energy and realize that by coming over here and surrendering this part that you don't understand, like, you're going to be able to be more of the Empress energy, being more calm and more secure and knowing that things are happening as they should be, as opposed to feeling like you're just done with this aspect of trying to get used to this energy and understand yourself and see your self-worth. It's almost like you're not happy with being in the moment in this situation, and that's going to be the really big challenge for you guys this week, is being able to realize that it's so important to be in the current moment as opposed to always thinking of what was placed in the past and the expectations of the future. It's going to keep crumbling things down if you can't just have that breathing space and allow yourself back in your body, because it's almost like you're getting washed away with the tide instead of allowing yourself to flow with it. And with that washing away, it's washing away your identity, it's washing away the value you should be able to see within yourself. Perfect stuff, mermaid. But And this energy with the Empress, what's going to end up happening, especially we have the Six of Pentacles coming out with it too, as the overall for this, there's a balance that's being struck, a very generous balance, and I really feel like this is coming from the new moon in Libra. If you are able to understand these aspects of yourself and work through them, the tides will shift, things will calm, and you're going to be able to easily bring in what you want to create with this creative energy that comes from the security of knowing what you're releasing and surrendering is safe. You're safe. Because this right here is allowing you to look forward and hold on to your ideas. This is almost, I keep getting this picture of like a lightning rod. And it's almost like you're holding it there waiting for the ideas to strike. And they will strike. They're going to come down and strike. Like you're going to be gifted with these things. The present is also getting gifts as well. You're going to be given this opportunity just by releasing these things that are really drowning you. You're going to bring in this security of knowing that your creative energy and your pole you're holding up for your lightning to start striking, and I feel like it's going to be multiple times with how this is right here. Plus we have the scales here with this Libra energy too. It's almost like this release of knowing that what others have placed on you, you're allowed to let it fall away. It's not a weakness, and it's not like you don't care, because you do care. And this right here, as much as it's a card of not caring, it's still cups, it's still emotionally involved. And closing your eyes to the situation is almost going to allow you to heal from it, because instead, if you let your intuition take over and let you know that this is something you just need to let go of, then you're going to be able to move on into this energy. So let's see. Oh, well then, hello. We're just gonna throw stuff for you guys today. Whew, this is a kind of heavy pile here. You guys are giving me all kinds of, and here's ground yourself again. I don't know how many times I'm going to be saying that. But, okay, so with this, the spirit messages coming in for you guys this week, because like I said, this Mercury Scorpio, we're going to be having a lot of spiritual communication. First thing through is this energy comes from a lot of you not being able to forgive yourself. It's like this refusal of healing because you just will not forgive yourself for certain situations, even if this stems from, and I feel like for a lot of people this is going to stem from things that were placed by the mother. Almost like generations passed down. It could have been grandparents to your mother to you. It could go back as far as however far you feel it goes. But the thing is, not being able to forgive yourself for realizing that when you look in the mirror of yourself, the things that were created for you through what was supposed to be the love of your mom was actually detrimental to you. And being honest with yourself with that hurts. Having to look at something and realize that someone that was supposed to be there for you, the nurturer, the one that was supposed to care about you, actually set you up in a way to fail. And this forgiveness can come from a lot of pain for not only feeling like you can't forgive this situation now that you know what it is, but also not being able to forgive yourself for being naive. And holding this is just keeping you blocked off from releasing these things. And this is probably a major aspect, since it's kind of coming through from this more spiritual message deck, that this is something you're going to have to surrender, because the only way you're going to be able to move out of this energy is by allowing love for yourself that you felt your mother was giving you, even if it was twisted or however it felt and you realize now it wasn't. This is going to come through very hard this week. You're not going to be able to ignore it. There's going to be no way you can avoid it. And it's almost like repeating here with what I was saying with this deep breathing up here. You're going to need to ground yourself. You can't be distracted while you're trying to heal this, because this green is going with this forgiveness. You need to be within yourself. You need to be in your own body and be able to release the feeling that you don't belong in your own body, because your body is yours. It doesn't belong to other people. And having this feeling put on you that possibly it never belonged to you is something that needs to be healed. And the only way to do that is to start becoming present moment by moment in yourself, and being able to see the beauty in being present with yourself. Because right now you're so closed off with being able to truly say how you're feeling, because you feel like every time you put anything out into the world, you get this backlash, and you try to trace it back to where it comes from, and there's blame being placed on so many areas. And the pain just keeps making this closing off happen, where there should be this blossoming, where if you look at this picture here, this left hand is the receiving hand. Both of these are receiving hands. The way we receive is by giving, and we can't receive healing without surrendering what we're holding on to. This white here, this purity that keeps coming up in each of these cards, it's almost like saying be cleansed. Just be cleansed of this hurt and be cleansed of these things. If you have to let go of this relationship, and you have to feel the crumble and the pain that comes with it, know it's for your better good. It's not you being selfish. It's you learning to care about yourself and learning to love yourself in the way that you wish you could have been loved. And this is going to really help heal with the inner child. And the bottom here, put it up here, very bottom deck here is self-sabotage. This whole thing is literally like a repeated cycle of just sabotaging everything you're doing, because this isn't getting released. It's like every time you get close to something, every time you're feeling like you're making progress, because this is the main thing right here that keeps coming up that you keep choosing to avoid. It's almost like things keep coming up, walls keep getting hit, things keep getting blocked off, and it's because you can't hear the inner voice that's trying to come through, that's trying to help you on your way through this, because you shut it just completely off when it comes to you. You could probably easily do it for other people, but you're sabotaging yourself because you're refusing to release this, and you're just repressing it, and it's really going to start coming out and showing itself to you this week. There isn't going to be a way for you to hide from it. So let's see what the moon deck has to say for you guys. You guys are my deep pile over here. Okay, surrender to the divine. I mean, I don't know how many cards in here said that, but we're just going to reiterate that for those of you that didn't hear it the first few times. Fiery climax. This Aries energy is just really having a good time over here. I feel like this one has a lot more to do with Chiron, though, because this is some very deep inner wounds that need to be looked at. And you guys are getting this new moon, like these energies that are coming out, like it might be kind of collectively felt, these changes, but at the same time it's going to be hitting each of you guys so differently. Okay. So, this right here, I'm going to line these so you guys can see this. We have this surrender because things are about to change. They just are. With or without your consent, it's going to happen. Now, this coming out on top of the Empress and the Page of Wands and needing to be able to open up and surrender, it's almost like having this shut off with the having faith in your dreams. It's like slowly this, almost like an impeding doom, is starting to close in, which can almost feel like a panic. And it makes it to where even though these things are trying to be brought in and they're trying to help change you for the better, it's almost like you're slowly losing faith, even though if you are able to hold on to your vision through the pain, that is what's going to help you, that's what's going to heal you. Because even though you can't see it, there's going to be conclusions coming, there's going to be cycles completing, and this is a full moon eclipse, which I know happens November. We're having a full moon eclipse, I believe. So a lot of these things are actually lining up. We have a full moon with surrender to the vines, full moon in Taurus on the 31st. We're going to have a full moon eclipse in November. New moon this coming up week. There's a lot coming out here where it's like this very cyclic thing is happening. So the first step is learning to surrender to this change that's coming, because it's going to ignite a lot, and then really holding on to what you want instead of giving up on yourself because you feel like there's no end in sight to what's happening, when in reality there is. You just have to hold out a little longer. So let's see your affirmations for the week. Two jumped out. So we have trust. I believe that whatever is happening to me right now is part of the greater plan. Okay, I don't know how many times you guys are going to be told to surrender this time, but we're just going to go with it. Fearlessness. I pay close attention to my heart and mind. I do not allow fear to distract me. Here is this other thing right here where you guys are being told that yes, all this seems like it's falling apart, but don't let it come in. You need to be grounded. You need to let your energy be in control here and be okay being in your body and actually knowing your worth and your value instead of letting it diminish in this. Don't allow what other people's place, their expectations, anything like that to come in and cloud your judgment. Connect. I create strong emotional connections with important people in my life. So either these people are going to be showing up, or you already have these people but you're not realizing it because you're so almost blinded by your own sabotage here. You're not realizing that there's actually people that you can trust that are there to help you because of this pain you've gone through and because of this faith that you feel like you're losing slowly as time goes on because things just keep happening. And you're just really being pulled to just like let this go right now. In a way, I feel like it's almost like you've been trapped in someone else's karma. I'm getting chills while I'm saying this is probably what happened. I feel like some of you might have gotten trapped in someone else's karma. You've went into someone else's energy while they were dealing with their karma. And the thing is, the reason you can't let go of this is it's not yours to let go of. You just kind of ended up being in it. And this is why it needs to be surrendered. And it's going to bring up all these things you can't avoid with yourself, where you feel like so many things are wrong with you. Now, it could be a catalyst. It could make you jump in and actually start doing this work you need to do. But in order to release what is someone else's, you need to surrender it, because that's not yours to work on. Let go. I am kind to myself and share my beauty with those around me. I let go of self-criticism. And then you guys also got bottom of the deck, divine dream. I am divinely guided. My intuition shows me the way through my dreaming world. So there's a lot of answers coming while you're dreaming. And I think this also, not having faith in your dreams also connects to you needing to have more faith in your intuition. Because you're being called so much to surrender and trust your intuition. It is so heavy here. And it's probably because some of this doesn't have anything to personally do with you. A big hefty sum of it has to do with some of you with being able to understand your worth doesn't rely in just lost my train of thought here. It just flew off. I just feel like your detached demeanor in a lot of ways is hurting you. Because if you can't allow yourself to be vulnerable and let this out and heal it, and you just keep putting up the front that either you're angry or that a lot of things are being placed on other people, if you can't see your part in it and acknowledge it, then you're not going to be able to move forward. You're not going to be able to surrender. You're not going to be able to let go. And it's going to become way too confusing consciously while you're going about your day. So a lot of this dream energy that's coming up, since you're having trouble with trusting the intuition in the waking moments, is going to come from you being able to be completely devoid of this blockage in your dreams. It's going to allow this to come to you and allow you to start opening up your intuition if you can trust it. You need to be able to understand that your dreams are going to bring you these answers because you're very blocked off in your heart chakra. You aren't connected between your sacred feminine energy and also with being able to express what the divine masculine energy is trying to bring through messages. It's like it's so disconnected that a lot of times the reason you can't trust is because it doesn't make sense. And one of the things about trust is that you have to trust that a lot of times it's not going to make sense. But let's look up what the fairy spirit quartz is for. So it has a subtle, gentle energy that is bright and soothing. It's associated with your crown chakra and is excellent for deep meditation. Okay, once again, we have grounding coming up over here with some deep meditation. It heightens energy, but it's also calming. It brings peace and serenity. Gosh, I can't talk. Serenity. And let's see. It helps with happiness and joy, which I think this pile needs a little bit more of in their life with how this is looking right now. It helps with feeling optimistic no matter what challenges you're facing. And it actually helps with working through the negative energies. And it literally says washed away. So let's have some more connections coming up here. Making room for positive energies. And it helps you with replacing the chaotic energies with more peaceful and stable energies. And it's also really good for lucid dreaming and astral projection. So really connected to spiritual abilities, psychic abilities as well. So perseverance, patience, self-worth, relief from painful memories, redirect your focus to the present. It's pretty much everything I was saying in the reading. Help you let go of issues or trauma, forgive yourself and the person who caused your pain. It's like, and literally what I just said with the chakra thing with your heart chakra, it helps unlock third crown and higher chakras, but it also helps align the lower chakras as well. So it's almost like and it also helps strengthen bonds with relationships. Like it's literally repeating everything that I was saying here that you guys need some help with. But neutralize yin and yang energy if it's out of balance. Deep wisdom and clarity. There's just a lot coming through here for you guys. So you picked this one. This week is going to be regenerate, let go. Okay, you guys get let go again and just I don't know how many times you guys are going to be told to let go and surrender and trust in this pile. But let's see. Gonna move on to my ruby zoisite pile. So, with this pile, there is a lot of protection for you guys here. Because you've been making a whole lot of sacrifices. So here we have this really protective, nurturing energy that's almost grandmother in nature. It's a very ancestral energy. I don't know if this pile has a very deep connection with ancestors, or you're kind of being called to work with them this week, because there's a lot of activation happening with this Scorpio energy for you guys. You're really coming into a lot of gifts right now, and it's helping you learn yourself for the first time probably in your life, because you've made so many sacrifices for others that you actually lost yourself, probably at either one major point or multiple points in your life. And by releasing this major energy, you're stepping into this warm energy of learning yourself, but also it can be a little scary starting to step into something that's new to you, especially when all of it's yourself. It's almost like being born into this protected energy where you're being shown like it's okay to explore this, even if you feel like it might be selfish because you're so used to not really necessarily focusing on yourself to any extent. It's almost like even trying to learn about yourself feels like you're being selfish, when in reality, rebuilding this and knowing that this protection is coming through so you can learn yourself is really important for you right now. And it's something you really need to embrace, because you've sacrificed enough. You don't need to keep being the martyr for everyone. It's time for you to start growing into your own power right now. So these challenges and opportunities. So there is this new energy coming in that I was talking about. It's a very slow energy, and for that reason I was really waiting for this high priestess to pop out, and it finally came out. This slow moving energy is coming in to assist you guys, because I mean we have the Tower reversed over here too, coming out under sacrifice. There's been so many things you guys have gone through that literally has this really opposing view to itself, because on one hand it's almost like feeling like you're not worthy of the opportunities being brought to you, because anything that you seem to take part in just falls apart. No matter how hard you try, no matter how much of yourself you give, it always ends up coming back and your world just stops and whatever you were working on falls away. But you're trying to be shown that by breaking this cycle and actually listening to your intuition as it's trying to come in this week, that's why it's a slow energy. It's you having to learn something new. You are very in tune without realizing it. You're already in the High Priestess energy, but it's going to come through a lot more as you let go of this feeling that you always have to give of yourself constantly to other people. You need to learn to take these opportunities that come, and instead of feeling like you need to give them to others, actually take it and fill your own cup with it. Don't keep pushing it off like it's not yours, you're not worthy of it. This energy coming in is completely yours, and it's stable and it's slow, so that way you can get used to it. They don't want you to get overburdened and turn away from it and just stop again, because what's coming in is good. What's coming in is protection and honesty and being able to step into your gifts and understand things that you didn't understand before, to be able to gather truth and knowledge of things that were keeping you trapped in this constant state where you just kept giving and not receiving. This needs to balance, and this balance is going to come through this week, and it's going to start, and it's going to be a slower energy, but it's going to continue to move. And if you allow it, it's going to keep pushing you forward, but you have to step out of the mentality that you aren't worth what's being offered to you. This coming out right on this Knight of Pentacles energy that's coming in for you with this soul solitude. This energy, the speed of this energy is going to depend on just how much you're willing to let yourself deep dive, how much you're willing to look at yourself and not avoid, which this Scorpio energy isn't really going to let us avoid much, but the faster you allow yourself, but still do it at your own pace. I'm not saying rush off and do it in one night, but the more free you are with allowing yourself to do these things and allowing yourself to embrace your gifts. And don't, like, this is directly coming from embracing your gifts. Don't feel like you're alone and that you can't ask your guides or your ancestors, since it seems like they're coming in pretty strong here, for help. Ancestors can be passed on loved ones. They can be people that are way back in your lineage that you haven't really known about, you haven't researched. Just don't feel like you can't ask. Once you open up and you start humbling yourself and you start actually asking for this help to come in, it'll feel very freeing instead of feeling like you're alone in this. And this is very connected to the abilities and also feeling stagnant and stuck and being able to open up this knowledge. So you being able to open up this side of yourself is going to open up this channel over here instead of being stuck. And really having to understand the power you have inside. Quit giving these opportunities to other people, because you're not realizing the strength you actually possess, because you're always giving it to other people. You're always sacrificing your own strength, and you're just sabotaging yourself by feeling like others are more deserving than you are. And this coming out too, we have support reverse. It's almost like all this energy of being warned against just giving your power to other people constantly. You have a lot of power, and that's why people come to you to, in a way, take it. You are attracting takers by not taking back your power and allowing it to constantly be given out and feeling like you don't have support when you do. You have support in your guidance. You have support in people around you that are truly there for you, that you're blocking off out of this insecurity because of the trauma of what you've gone through. And this has a lot to do with healing your divine feminine energy, that sacred feminine, that sacral chakra and the root chakra, especially with the soul power here. It's allowing yourself to become peace, literally, like become peace. Like, you need to be able to just feel that within yourself and know that you have what you need within you without feeling like it's a trap. because all you're going to keep doing with that lack of self-confidence here is constantly sabotaging yourself and giving all your opportunities to other people that you feel are more deserving, when these are being given to you because they are yours, not because you're meant to just go and give them to somebody else and sacrifice yourself and let it fall apart in front of your eyes. This is meant for you. So let's see what these moon cards have to say for you guys. So this is coming out right on top of the soul work and protection and the Knight of Pentacles, and it's balancing spirituality and practicality. This is this Pisces energy coming in and you blocking it off. It's like not being able to see how practically this is going to help you by allowing yourself to open up after it seems like all these other times you've opened up in different ways it always backfired. But this opening up requires a different kind of strength. And it also is going to bring you a lot of answers you feel like you didn't know. I mean, you have the High Priestess here and all this just gifts waiting to come through and this truth coming in with this authenticity. It's like you can't really get away from these answers. They're coming in whether you're ready for them or not. And it's time to take action. So you can't keep putting yourself on the back burner anymore. It's time for you to step up and actually do it. And if you, these dreams of yours, there's these full moons and this new moon is time for you this week to start taking action towards putting yourself first. When this Taurus full moon comes around on the 31st, like literally this is full moon Taurus, your dreams need a practical plan. This is balancing spirituality and practicality, you being able to tie in these answers that you're going to be getting before the new moon, and then realizing that with the energy of this full moon that's going to be coming up, you can actually cement them, you can actually create them, and you're worthy of having them. These opportunities don't need to keep going to other people, they're yours. Keep them. Create practical plans that will take time and build up with this Knight of Pentacles energy, and it will be secure, it won't go anywhere, it'll be very beneficial to you and very healing. And a main thing right here is don't let your past hold you back. It's almost, with this reversed, it's a very internal thing. And it's almost like you've repeated a pattern so long that it's become part of your person. It's almost like it's part of your identity, and you're being pushed to realize that a cycle is not your identity. You can break the cycle. You can take the action and put yourself first and break the cycle, because this healing is very deep Chiron healing here. You can break the cycle of what has been put on you, whether it came from someone else and you were put in the place of being told that this is like your destiny to do this kind of, thing for your family or whatever it is. Just know that you can put yourself first and you can step out of these past experiences and step into who you actually are, and you're very protected in doing so, and you're a very powerful person. And this fell out. We have transition. While I sleep, I move from the old to the new with great ease. So for a lot of you, especially since there was dreams and astral projection in that gift card that came out of there, some of you are really going to be going through understanding this transition by getting certain insights or maybe even prophetic dreams as you're going through this week, and it's going to be very new and confusing, but you have to be able to trust it. It's probably how some of your answers are going to come to you as well for questions that you really have. And we got experience. My dreams take me to wonderful places that are filled with wonder, delight, and joy. There's a lot of stuff about dreaming here with you guys. So if you're blocked off and scared of the conscious way of connecting to this stuff, I guess set intentions while you're asleep so it's a little easier on you to allow this in. Oh, we got our 2 here. We got intuition. Through my subconscious, I trust my inner wisdom and intuition, which intuition is like coming out really strong for you guys. And we got lessons. I look for opportunities in life's challenges via my dreams, and I learn the lesson. So if you guys have been having repeating dreams, you're having these because they're trying to show you that you need to learn from these things and grow. And your bottom of the deck is trust. I believe that whatever is happening to me right now is part of a greater plan. So really focus on being able to know you're worthy of breaking the cycle of giving yourself to people that don't deserve it and giving your opportunities to people when they're meant for you. And let's see. Let's check out your Ruby Zoazite for you too. So it offers the energy of happiness, appreciation, abundance, vitality, and growth. It stimulates the heart and helps one to open to divine love. I mean, you guys are being called to open up to your stuff right now, so that should help. Helps alleviate grief, anger, despair, and defeat. And it's great for deep healing by activating the body's defenses and healing mechanisms. And it's very attuned to the root, heart, and third eye chakra, and it's linked to the astrology signs Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. Which Gemini showed up here. We have a lot of Scorpio energy here. This is like connecting to you guys something. It has a very positive and playful energy. Now, the thing is with the playful energy, that's being able to heal the inner child that's possibly gotten stomped on like multiple times here by you just sacrificing everything of yourself. It's also good for courage and strength and purges any fear or anxiety. And it helps with growth and fertility in all aspects of life as well. And it's also for enhancing psychic abilities, which we see is what's coming out very strongly for you guys. So, those are my ruby zoazites. Really being pushed into trusting this week. And getting to know your gifts. Okay, so for my last ones, my flower agate name pile. Let's see the main energy or focus of your week. Very interesting. So we got the return of Aphrodite. We got sanctuary. And sacrifice. And sisterhood. So this right here is a lot about learning to treat yourself like you are sacred, creating boundaries, being able to hold people accountable for that, realizing that as you treat yourself as this beautiful divine energy, that protecting it becomes more important instead of feeling like you need to give this energy to other people in order, whether it's to survive or be acknowledged. You have to see the difference between the sacrifices that are needed, that are worthy and that will help you, and then those that are going to completely destroy you. Because there's certain sacrifices being made that are very detrimental to your health. And you have people either around you or that are going to be entering your life this week that are pretty much linked at the soul to you. And they're very loyal, and they're going to bring a lot of this feeling that your worth is so important and that your boundaries need to be respected. They might repeat it more than you do and start helping you build that up, especially if you've been someone that's been trying to close yourself off very harshly and not allow others in. This is something where you can actually come back to that feeling of loving yourself, and through doing that, feeling more comfortable with allowing that full range of emotion to come out in your other relationships. Because right here we have this energy with the challenges and opportunities. The challenges right here is really speaking of this mental energy of feeling like if I'm the one that is taking, then I can't be the one getting taken from. And it's almost like sacrificing your own honesty for just a little bit of mental sanity. And that isn't a worthy sacrifice. It really isn't. It's a deep hole that you dig. And if you know others are taking what is yours, sometimes we have to learn that in letting go of those kind of things, we actually allow for greater mental peace than being so attached to them. But if you are allowing people inside your boundaries that you are trying to make for yourself and they keep taking, you have to be accountable for the fact that you are letting these people in and allowing them to keep hurting you over and over again. Especially with this Ten of Swords here. This is just a lot of mental turmoil that you can find your way out of if you choose to. This is like you making a choice to keep running in this cycle with your own mind instead of creating the boundaries that are needed in order to have a healthy mental balance. Alright. It will be back on momentarily. There. Okay. So, because with this Nine of Cups coming out here, it's almost like all of this mental spin that you're in, thinking about like people taking and being deceitful, and then having to be deceitful yourself and sacrificing your own integrity, and just all this pain is almost like, is it worth it? Like, this isn't what I wanted, this isn't what I was wishing for. Like, and the thing is, it's a big emotional toll, because even if you are getting certain things, okay, this one just wants to stay out. Okay, there's so much mental energy here. But it's going to take a big emotional toll, because it's almost like feeling like you're not worthy of your dreams, but in reality, you're keeping yourself like tied up in these feelings that are just ridden with anxiety, and you can't let go of these things. And this is a choice. This is a major choice you're going to have to make, because you're refusing to let your mind rest. Because this Four of Swords is in reverse here. There's so much swords here. This is a big mental thing coming through. And with Mercury going retrograde, you're going to be getting pulled back into really looking at things you've avoided. And if you've been avoiding your mental health, it's going to be a big smack in your face when it starts coming. If not, and you're already in this energy, what's going to end up happening, if you can't get a handle on what's going on, if you can't allow your mind rest, and you can't allow these thoughts to run their course and not take over these positive aspects that are trying to come in, where you're pushing away the people that truly want to be there to help you. If you make the choice to allow your mind to overrun everything, you're going to lose out on the one thing you really want. It's almost like this, you're creating this prophecy for yourself, where how can I step out and see myself as sacred and create boundaries when I can't even see past this veil I'm putting over myself with everyone. This is like a very big paranoia feeling. It's almost like allowing these energies to take over your life and start having you make bad decisions. This is a big warning for this pile this week, of really watching your thoughts, how you talk to yourself, how you're talking to other people, what decisions you're making, what you're doing to your own body, what you're allowing yourself to digest, whether that's like whether you're watching the news too much or whatever you're doing that's causing you to have this mental spin, where you're just diving deeper and deeper and deeper into like this spiral that is a making of your choice. You need to be able to create a boundary within yourself, to where you hold yourself accountable and go, okay, I'm doing this. You really have to be able to pull yourself back from this and start relying on these people that are actually here for your better good, as opposed to feeling like everyone's out to get you. Because you might have gone through this a lot in your past, but people are trying to come in now that are different, and you are really sabotaging yourself here. And you're not allowing this. You need this mental quiet, like something fierce right now. You need to be able to still your mind and center yourself and just breathe, drink water, whatever you can do to kind of make you more present, instead of thinking everything that's past, everything that hasn't passed yet. Just be like right now. Be grateful for what you have, gratitude. It's like your mental state is very warped right now. You need to trust. Like, this is almost desperate energy, It's like understanding you are not alone. Like, it's almost like you're putting that on yourself that you are, and you're staying in that energy as a protection, and you're refusing to be vulnerable. And literally all your guides are saying here is literally all you have to do is ask. That's all you have to do for them to step in and start helping you with this. Like, have gratitude for the smallest things to help bring yourself out of this mental space. Like, be grateful you can walk, you can breathe, you can feed yourself. Like, go back to the basics here, because being in this energy of everything fell apart and you can't let this rest, and you're just creating more and more and more for yourself to, it's almost like you're creating a chrysalis, but this chrysalis is of like mud and ick that you're just surrounding yourself in, and it's making it so dense that nothing's coming in. There's no space for the creative darkness or the soothing light. There's no space for anything. And you need to let go and just trust, and you have to realize you have such a distrust here for showing any aspect of yourself other than this like front that you're putting up, and you're not giving yourself rest. You keep this up all the time. You need to open your heart space here and learn this trust and this healing, like this gratitude. You need to start speaking to your guides, even if you don't feel like they're there, even if you're sitting here like, I am alone and no one's like helping me or whatever. You have to pull yourself out and start actually doing the act of being grateful for what you have in your life, and trusting that as you do that, you can bring the healing to yourself and quit being stuck in this thing like you're a little rock that refuses to open. Because being stoic in every single situation, especially with what you're going through mentally and what you're putting yourself through, is going to wear you down so bad. It's almost like being that boulder, but you're in the middle of a rapid that just keeps ebbing you away and just eroding you over time. And with this air energy, it's going to happen very rapidly. It's not going to be a slow erosion. This mental erosion that you have right now from not allowing yourself to express what's happening is going to break you down, but not in the way that allows for healing. It's going to be a very bad breakdown. And really, you're just being called right here to just trust and ask for help. That's like your guides are really trying to step out and say, ask other people for help, ask us for help. Don't let yourself fall in this hole, because it's very easy to do that right now. A lot of people are already doing it. Sitting like this gratitude right on top of gratitude here, and same with this Nine of Cups reversed. It's like you're close to achieving a goal here, but you just don't believe it. You don't believe in the things you even have right now, or even yours. It's like this disbelief in everything and how it can just be taking it. There's so much energy here of not letting go and believing that you can do something different. Believing in yourself. Believing that you're actually going to get these answers that you need in order to work through your problems. Feeling like everything's blocked off from you, that it's some great secret. Not wanting to acknowledge your fears or work through them. Seriously, with all these swords over here, it's like, and this is Scorpio energy, Gemini energy. This is literally saying the blue moon over here, which we're having on October 31st. This energy here is learning to express, learning to say and be vulnerable and work through what is causing you to create this facade. Because I didn't even know that was the bottom of the deck. Okay, communication is key. We got both Gemini things here. Like, you need to quit feeling like you're not going to get these answers. By feeling that way, you're blocking them off from yourself. And then you need to learn to work on communicating these fears with these people over here that you can trust, because they're trying to help you learn healthy boundaries and what it means to treat yourself as sacred, as opposed to putting up this front to keep people away from you, because you just don't trust. You don't have this stability within you to trust. And it's like you're really being pushed because you haven't faced this within you. You've ignored it and you've repressed it. You're going to be forced with this Scorpio energy, because you cannot avoid it, to look it right in the face. And it's not going to be pretty if you continue trying to stay in this energy. It's going to be like you're fighting this uphill battle while being that rock in the rapid at the same time. And it's like it's going to erode away to a sense where it's not going to open you up and crack you to healing. It's just going to erode your spirit away. And that's not what is trying to happen here. They're trying to break this pattern that you've created that's so deep-seated, this bad choice over here that you keep making over and over again to keep yourself in this cycle. They're trying to help you to learn that you yourself, you are your sanctuary. You're not going to find it somewhere else. You need to start believing in yourself. And even though this says believe in the impossible, I feel like it's almost saying that it's almost impossible to believe in yourself. So you need to use this week to really face this, and also humble yourself and start asking for either guidance or asking people that you know intuitively you can trust. Your intuition is there. Your energy, your divine intuition, everything, it's there. It's just you need to shut this mind game off that you're playing on yourself, so that you can actually let the intuition speak and guide you towards the right thing. Because right now you're sacrificing your intuition in order to keep up this barrier where you're just constantly creating more and more of this hole that your mental energy is just pushing you down under, almost like a vacuum. See your affirmations. Okay, we got just ask and we got ask for help. I am willing to receive help from the universe whenever and however it happens. Got love. My heart is open to love as it manifests in the world. Seriously, like, let these good soul connections in to help you understand this love, because you are really not trusting it. You don't trust love, whatever's happened. Got messages. I am receiving powerful messages from my guides right now. I trust my feelings. Like, this is pretty much them yelling at you right now, that it's like, you know, we are trying so freaking hard to get you to trust us right now, to just ask us for help, to just acknowledge we're here. They want to help you work through this, because it's like a really huge block you have. Regenerate. Whilst I dream, I clear my mind of negativity and my spirit is refreshed. And then we have inner child. I reconnect with my inner child through fun and play. This right here is like I was saying, this Four of Swords reversed. You're not allowing yourself rest, and they're trying to let you know that you can trust, you can ask for help, you can open yourself to love, and you can allow yourself to rest. Because this right here, being constantly vigilant, feeling like you can't trust anything, is almost so detrimental. Like you're literally blocking off any kind of healing you can do by creating this mind trap and by choosing not to face things, because your inner child's almost screaming like, right now is the perfect time to acknowledge my existence so that I can finally, you know, have this healing that I need so you can be healed. It's like almost like all this connection's trying to come out, and it all hinges on you being able to quiet your mind so that you can open up and be grateful for the moment and open your heart up and trust that what's trying to come in is coming in to help you, as opposed to feeling like you have to sacrifice your own authenticity, your own honesty in order to protect yourself. So let me read you guys Flower Agate. So it helps bridge the gap between emotions and reality by activating and connecting our heart and our root chakras. So as I was saying, opening yourself to love and learning to be at peace within your body. It can be felt through deep meditation by focusing on the emotional body and its current needs. This can help with gaining freedom from deep pain that has attached itself to our hearts and will assist us in looking towards the path of self-betterment. It can help expose damaging and sometimes traumatic pain that we still carry. We go about our daily lives not realizing the extra weight that we carry, as well as the toll it takes on our physical and mental health. Releasing the constraints one has unknowingly placed upon themselves. That's literally what the Eight of Swords is placing constraints on yourself. They are able to reignite the everlasting love that we all have and the ability to release, which is what this pile's being called to do right now. This pure, undeniably affectionate energy is a direct result of the same working with flower agate. It's for resolution and inner peace, inspiration, living in the moment, nurturing, rejuvenation, which you have regenerate over here, peace of mind, relaxation, self-discovery, trust, anxiety relief, compassion, creating your own reality, calming impatience, empathy, gentle self-expression, because there's not a lot of gentle self-expression going on here, grounding and growth, and it's connected to Venus and Virgo. So there's a lot of stuff going on this week. And it's going to be really important for everyone here, for all your piles, to really stay on top of this so it doesn't start just taking over what you're trying to do. Because it doesn't matter where you are on your journey, we can always backstep. We're human. Be gentle with yourselves, with what you are feeding yourselves, no matter whether it's mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and just be aware of what's going on. Be aware of yourself right now. But I'm going to go ahead and end this here because I'm pretty hungry right now. So if you want any of my platforms, everything's in my About section, like my Facebook page with all my services, and my Instagram, which is another way you can contact me. And as soon as I'm approved, I will let you guys know about all the new features with subscribers and things like that once all that goes through on here too. So, and plus we're over halfway to who is going to win the October contest too. So, everyone have a great day, morning, night, evening, wherever you are when you watch this. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the viewer choice collective reading. So, have a good one, everybody.